get things cooking. You stare, you
Don't you dare change that station. You're listening to Columbus's newest radio program.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Sunday Morning Meltdown with your hosts, Anthony Antman Josh, and the intern Siobhan. Exclusively on musicfamiliaproductions.com.
Good morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Holy shit.
Glad to be here.
You know, man, like, it's a little different, you know, having this stuff together and trying to create a morning show.
Right?
Like, so...
The world looks so much different this early. I'm an early bird, so I'm up for work every day, but Sunday morning it's usually sleeping in time, but not today.
No, not
No,
today.
not today. No, the people are waiting.
So, I mean... I waited until I went to bed last night to release the logo for the morning show.
I saw that.
And I tagged some people and then was like, you know, yeah, dude, so we'll just tag some people and then we'll go to bed. Well, I woke up to like 29 likes and a bunch of stuff, and like, I mean, we hit our first 30 likes within less than 24 hours.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. So I'm quite surprised that we're doing this because I've never done a talk show in my whole life ever.
Here's the deal. This is my thought on things, okay? If you make a show that's appealing to everybody, right? That you talk about topics they want to talk about, and you keep the topics relevant. You know, they could turn on NPR if they want, or listen to any AM station, whatever. But it's almost like you need to bring something to the table that is a little bit different for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that's what the appeal is going to be.
You know, and the nice thing is that they're able to come to the show, talk to us about anything, be part of the show.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I think that if there are topics or segments that the people want to hear, that I think they should be able to suggest those to us.
Yeah.
Either on the Facebook now that it's created, or send you an email, whatever. I just think that they should have a hand in picking either segments or show topics or whatever, because ultimately this is everybody's show.
Right.
You know?
You know, the cool thing, man, we went to musicfamiliaproductions.com, and those guys are really awesome. They went ahead, and they got a new deal with merchantq.com, and merchantq.com partnered up with musicfamiliaproductions.com to bring us a .com that is unlike any other .com we've ever seen before. And what I'm talking about, Josh, is this thing. So it's got a marketplace. We have a thing for shout-outs, and we're going to talk about shout-outs later in the show. Siobhan's going to come in. She's going to talk to us a little bit about what shout-outs are.
Yeah, that was a little bit yesterday when the wife heard shout-out. She's like, so people have to pay for you to say hi to them on the radio?
Yep, well, we're gonna talk about that. The importance of that for like gigs, events, and other things like that. Also, we got website slots too for ad space. We got ad slots, and for $8.64 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And
I don't think that's bad.
And the marketplace is $16 a year. The nice thing about the marketplace is that there's no money taken out from that. Like there's no, you know how, like we were talking before the show. We were talking about how kind of similar to Walmart kind of deal.
Yeah, Walmart doesn't charge a lot of money. Their profits are not huge by each sale. They make pennies. But enough of those penny sales over and over and over again, it's enough to generate a lot of money.
Right.
So for the average consumer or someone looking to advertise, that's a good price point.
Yeah.
It's very cheap.
Right.
But
it is, and
but that'll add up, you know.
The cool thing is that we're gonna be able to do commercial spots, so the shout outs actually are gonna have a voice to them.
Oh, sweet!
So it's gonna be something more. It's gonna be more integrated, more dynamic. It's gonna allow the bands, the venues, and everybody. The marketplace is music industry driven. So what we're talking about here is venues. Venues, artists, bands, anything. You go to musicfamiliaproductions.com, you go to Marketplace, and you're looking for a recording artist. You type in, all right, I need a recording artist for this album. Boom. You go in, hit recording artists, and you got a list of recording studios in your area or around the area. So we're not just talking about Columbus. We're not just talking about locally. We're talking about global reach here for everybody, not just somebody. I think the big key thing is Music Familia Productions took it an account that it's not just serving somebody, it's serving everybody. So I think...
So this is a one-stop shop is what you're getting at, basically. You go to the website, you can make an ad if you want, or just find a select category that you're after.
Right.
Are you going to include things like tattoo artists and clothing lines, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there'll be a tab for everything.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a Craigslist
for
search
musicians.
Only for musicians, really.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be a database of people.
Music industry related. Yeah.
That's really cool.
From labels to everything to merch or to needing a microphone. Oh, okay.
No, that's pretty genius.
Yeah.
Who came up with all that? Don't dance around it. If it was your idea, say it was my idea. I come up with it.
So we've been hashing the idea out for about 8 months. The idea's been passed around for about 8 months now. So it's been a brainchild, but it's been my entire life's work. I built my idea behind musicfamiliaproductions.com was to music family shows.
Okay.
So where it all started from, and I wrote it on a napkin when I worked at a bar. I was doing door security for a local bar, and was like, there's a lot of family here. There's a lot of shows here. Okay. All right. And I wrote down on a bar napkin, put it in my pocket, never thought about it again.
You know how many good ideas started that way?
And I...
Mostly singer-songwriters do that. Like, I had a vision for a song, man, and I wrote it down on a napkin right here. And then here it is, the biggest song in the world.
Right. That's right after you separate the M&Ms color by color.
Right.
Yeah. So and then 5 people come to me basically they're gonna back us or back Music Familia Productions, and then it became more than just me. It became like a council. So now I have like 5 people that I consult whenever there's a big decision. It's never me that makes the decision. It's five other
when you
people.
say council, I think of like Survivor.
I think
you know
about
what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Though.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
No, yeah. So what's going on up there?
We got a couple good mornings. We got a good morning Vietnam. Damn it, wrong show. Then Ryan said, hell yeah, I'm sitting at McDonald's with 6 other people, just hanging out and talking about news and weather. Rocky X TV says, man, it is early. Glad I'm old now and get up at the crack of dawn.
See, and that's why we do the morning show, because everybody gets up and nobody's got anything that they can click on.
But here's the deal. You're appealing to a certain demographic.
Yeah.
Because, any of the bands that played a show last night, that they're not up right now.
Right.
They're not bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, let's turn on the
music.
show, you
yeah.
know?
Right. So the whole idea, Josh, is to sit back, have a great time, man. I want to give a shout-out to everybody in the YouTube. Everybody's sitting at the McDonald's table right now, all 6 of you mofos.
Who's the top one? I'm not familiar with the name there.
That is Carl Keaton Jr.
Oh, Carl. What's up, man? Because he said good. He said, hey, Josh, after he said good morning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't familiar. I apologize.
It was more like a, hey, Josh. Like, he's got a deep voice,
Right.
dude. Like, raw.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. And Rocky X TV, he is one of our partners. We're going to be getting him. So he is one of the partners and one of the sponsors on the show.
I hold on. It took me just that long. Ryan picked up on the British accent of the writing down the name.
Yeah.
And now his comment makes total sense. He said, we had to beat them to death with their own shoes. he wrote it exactly how it was to be read.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. And then he said, that was a joke. My ass is in my chair at home. I was
all
about to say,
right.
that's so unlike you to be
with 6
at
people
McDonald's at 8 a.m. And you know what I mean?
I thought he had me at 6 people, like at McDonald's.
No. You don't understand. Driving all the time, I don't drive as much as Ryan does, but driving all over the time, all over the state and stuff like that, you get to see just weird things. And literally, that stuff you saw in movies as kids, it still exists. Those older guys that just gather at the gas station or at a McDonald's, and they're just literally sitting there shooting the shit and talking about weather and news, and you know, they put their whiners on the glass at the Alana Club. You know, I mean, obviously that's movie stuff, but that really happens, and it's crazy. Unless you're out exploring, you wouldn't know that.
That's, you know, the thing about out and exploring, you talk about exploring, like Ohio, man, anywhere in Ohio, I've noticed, you can grab your phone and you could probably type in hole in GPS and you get taken to, like, it ends up usually being the hilltop. But, but you know, I mean, you figure it's to the point where, you know, you can go just about north, south, east, or west to get out of the country. You can't do that everywhere, you know, because the Amish land and stuff like that. Have you seen the Amish Mafia show that they had to cancel?
I saw it a while ago. I can't say that I was a fan.
I wasn't, you know, so
I wasn't really a fan of it, but I did see it.
After I drove to Amish country, like I actually drove. I was like, I want to see this. I want to see some carriages blowing up. So I drove. I was like, oh, this is.
Can you imagine being that group of people that literally was like, this is not what we're like at all.
Right.
This is so staged and fake. Like, I bet they were so embarrassed to even be a part of it. You know what I mean? But look at all the movies like Sex Drive. They did a whole thing on Rumspringa, and they made it like this humongous party thing.
Yeah.
Is it really like that?
I don't know.
Maybe we should do that as an investigation.
I think we should. We should like sneak out to some private property. We should do that.
I don't know if I'd be sneaking out on private property. That's when you get shot and buried.
Guns. Well, you know.
You get shot and buried.
That's where we get an intern. We send an intern out. You need to get a hot story. I think we should send Siobhan out.
You know what? I don't know.
You know, we have love coming up. Love stories with Siobhan coming up.
That's cool.
That's something new. And so instead of doing talk, or I mean music like we were doing on our music show, I guess we're gonna do commercials.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to change up the pace a little bit, and do some commercials.
Yeah, like so. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll check something out right now.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was a commercial break. Eventually, I think we're going to get to the point where that commercial break will be long enough to where if you have to pee, you can go upstairs and pee or whatever.
Oh,
if we need to grab a cup of coffee in the break room, we can grab a cup of coffee in the break room. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yep, and the cool thing is that local businesses and sponsors and bands and stuff like that can get in, you know, and we're going to be able to keep the fees down to where everybody can afford it. So everybody can have a commercial now.
That's cool.
So
that's really cool.
You know, the funny thing is right now, radio advertising goes for about $300 to $1,000.
Now, what do you get with that? Now, how do they choose how much they charge you?
Okay, so
how does that work, since you would probably know more than most?
So basically what happens is, and I'm not going to get down to stupid numbers here, you know, like I'm not going to break it all the way down for you. I mean, basically what it comes down to is production, video, so basically production, video, the writing, so commercial writing, all that fun stuff that you have to do. So you have to write it, you have to voice it, you have to word it, and to be honest with you, to give you a little inside scoop, sometimes you get charged right down to the word. So you have to find like powerful words. So say you have 100 characters, 30 seconds, 100 characters. So you get like, it's like 5 cents, or it breaks it down to like 5 cents, 8 cents a character. So think about that for a second.
Well, I saw something a while ago where it said like they broke down how much money Arnold Schwarzenegger got paid to do Terminator 2 and how many words he actually said in that movie. And I think it broke down to like $27,000 a word.
Yeah.
Okay? $27,000 a word.
Right. And what they call it wordplay. And when you talk about wordplay, it's trying to get the most powerful words and bang for your buck. So what you'll see is in a lot of radio production studios, you'll see those guys have dictionaries. You'll see dictionaries sitting on their desks because they're always looking for words.
Yeah.
Always looking for words.
They want to use big words.
Right. And what a lot of people don't realize is it's not about the wording. You can have the fanciest wording in the planet and not hit dick. Like, not hit nothing. I mean, I'm serious. And local radio, when you talk about radio stations in a whole, they're so good about bringing you in the front and pushing you out the back. So good about it.
So that's what you're trying to avoid, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm so tired of
You
watching.
want whoever's advertising with you to feel like they're a part of this
And they're
this
actually
operation.
being represented by a great... They can be proud that they're being represented by somebody, that something's always going to be there. I'm so tired of listening to my Music Familia, my fans, my people complain about not having something that's theirs because the fad changed, the click changed, the cliche oversaturation changed. So now, this doesn't work, so now we gotta change it like we changed pants last week.
But I think with what you're talking about, with how affordable it is, that they can do that. They can change these ads, as at a moment's notice or whatever. Not to mention, I would be willing to do voiceover work if you're interested.
Right? Yeah. I think and the nice thing is that we have there's a whole group of us over at MFP that are like that. Hey, did you see my new swag?
Yeah, I did see that.
My new swag.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I have to ask the Music Familia, man, and I want to ask you, Josh, what would you wear as a fan, man? Would you wear like a beanie? Would you wear a unisex T-shirt? You know what I'm talking about, the unisex T-shirts. Yeah. Or would you like the men and women's tees?
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. Especially, first of all, I want to get this out of the way. Ryan said about I'm talking about the Amish Mafia and how embarrassed they must have been. He said, yeah, but they don't have TVs or electricity, so they would never know. You know what? I still think that they would know.
They still read, though. They still read.
Yeah, but then again, how many magazines are doing an article on the Amish Mafia?
They have their own newsletter. They have their own news thing that gets produced out. I mean, you see it sometimes.
Anyway, that's just to get that out of the way.
What else we got on YouTube?
He said AMV thong. I'd rock that. This is what I'm going to say. I would definitely rock a beanie, okay? But you get people like me that's very, very picky about their beanies. Mm-hmm. I can't do the 4-stitch on the top of your head. I can't do the 4-stitch because it points up in spots.
Yep.
I have to have a 6-point stitch on the top, and it can't be massive to where I could pull it over my whole entire face. It's got to be a little bit smaller. But I think beanies would be a good idea. Now that I basically just tore the whole idea to the ground, I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Being honest.
And men and women's T-shirts.
Right.
I don't know about the unisex stuff.
You know, my thing about the whole unisex thing was just trying to give them variety, give them something. A lot of people were like, I want your jacket. I'm like, I can't.
Jennifer Simon says beanies always do women and men T-shirts, and she'd rock a thong. So now we're thinking thongs. Now, see, that sounds like an awesome idea until Ryan and I do it. Until Ryan and I take a picture of us wearing an Ant-Man versus thong. And then everybody, nope, burn them. Nope. This is a very awful idea. Fire whoever came up with this idea. It's dumb.
Oh, man. No, you know, the thing is I think if we do it right, if we do it smart, I think it could pull pull off, pull out. Oh, wait, I gotta be careful.
Yeah, I would
gotta
really,
be really
watch how you word
careful
that.
how I word that. With some wordplay. Let me where's my dictionary? Shit. So no, but you know the cool thing is, I mean, we could do like an Antman, like on the man. Get me started on that. So I mean that could work.
Now Ryan's saying that's $39.95 for the thong idea.
Yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, $39.95.
And then Jennifer said, "I dare you." So
I
I don't know if that was a dare in my direction for Ryan and I.
gotta find first and foremost. I gotta find somebody who could print me something like that.
See, I have-
and I
I-
don't want to go. I don't want to go to the company that I just won over to get this stuff.
Hey,
printed.
lady, print me some thongs.
Hey, yo, you want to bring me some thongs?
Nah.
I want to get some booty shaking.
I guess if you wanted to do vinyl on the front, I have a connection with vinyl, but I don't know how
I don't
well.
know how that would feel.
Oh God.
Could we do like a live test to like
of a thong printing?
fitting for a thong printing? Is that what we do? Like we bring in somebody from a morning show. So what we need to do, honestly, we need to find a coffee sponsor and a donut sponsor or a breakfast sponsor. We need to get some people to come in and hang out with us.
See, I tell you what, I would be willing to do in order to get sponsors for coffee and donuts. I love coffee and obviously I love donuts. I would go to your business.
Yeah.
I literally, if you're interested or you know somebody that would be interested, I'll come out and live interview with you.
I will, too.
I'll enjoy some coffee and donuts with you, and
Yeah.
and then see if we could get you involved with the show somehow.
Dude, we should do like food reviews too.
Oh God.
Like, because we could go out, we could do interviews during the week. Hey, so, man,
I would do food reviews in a minute.
I would be
I
a
really
fat
would.
kid.
But here's the thing, though. I'm incredibly picky when it comes to food too. I know you wouldn't believe it looking at me, but I am picky when it comes to food.
Really?
So if people wanted, okay, there are, I won't say it, but there's an AM station where every Friday they do nothing but a food review. They pick a different restaurant, they go and they review the food and stuff.
I know which one you're talking
Okay,
about.
so anyway, it's a very down to earth perspective of it. You know what I mean? Maybe we could do stuff catered more toward the local music scene.
Word.
Or the local scene. You know, we're going to try out a pizza place on campus or something.
Word.
Or do one of the beer delivery services, just to see how easy it would be to order beer and pizza.
Yeah.
Do it as an experiment or something.
You know, and the cool thing is, man, so Ohio Media School reached out to me, and they already want to send us interns.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh God.
The college that I graduated from wants to send me interns because I'm doing something.
Hold on though. Would that be awesome or would that be bad?
I don't know. I've never had gremlins to put to my disposal. I wonder what kind of gremlins I would release on the music scene to do my bidding.
But see, every show you've ever heard, it's always the interns that end up doing the stupid stuff.
It is.
You know, go hold this microphone and stand on this corner of the street
Yeah.
and see how many people you can talk to about this certain
I
topic.
wouldn't do that to them because I know what it's like. I've been there.
But-
I got banned from
Hold
McDonald's,
on.
bro.
Hold on a minute. I will say, though, that think about it like this when they're a little bit older and maybe they have a job in radio, maybe they didn't do anything with radio at all. What a story that'd be. I worked with Antman Versus, or I worked with the Sunday Morning Meltdown in Columbus, and they sent me to do this, this, and this.
Yeah, but dude, I got banned from McDonald's for life. The McDonald's that's right on 161, right across from the Home Depot, right there, right where the Siren strip joint is.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I got banned for life from that McDonald's because I used to work for an unnamed note radio station right across the street. And they sent me over there so many times in the morning for the morning rush because the freeway's right there. So imagine how busy that McDonald's is.
Right.
So they send me in there for, like, stupid shit. Like, really ridiculous shit. Like, go in the drive-thru. Like, wait, pull in the parking lot and wait till there's at least 10 cars. And then pull in line. And then when you get up to the door, like, order something crazy, like, like a pizza or something, and
That's the stuff they had you doing?
yeah, like ordering stupid stuff. They had me do like weird shit, ask the manager shit. They had me like go wait on line on my phone, so I'm waiting in line for them to put me over through the board so I can be live on air. Oh, wait, don't do it yet. Don't do the prank yet. Don't do it. Wait. Hold on. Okay, now. Well, dude.
Okay, hold on. This is what I'm going to say. If we're going to do something like that, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I would do something like if we got an intern that was incredibly nervous. You knew that they really couldn't talk to people very much. You know, you're like, okay, what are you doing in radio? You can't even talk, really.
Right.
You set them up an interview with somebody, you know, like you just did Upchurch the Redneck. You know, send them out for an interview and just see how they react to it.
You know what? Like, that would be crazy.
It's not, I don't want to, like, embarrass them. Like, go streak naked down East Fifth Avenue.
No, that's for us. I would do that.
Apparently in thongs.
And thongs.
Carl
right.
said he needs some of those interns.
Yeah, I know he needs some of those interns. I know he needs a lot of things. He's got a lot of operations going on over there. Integrated Music Solutions is coming along very nicely. Hey, so September 8th, Josh. I might need your assistance.
Okay, what's up?
So September 8th, I have to go down to Harrison for another Upchurch show.
Nice.
So I need.
Wait. Did he request you back?
Integrated Music Solutions and the Blue Note, the actual venue, are requesting. So tickets are covered. So basically, I don't think Siobhan can go. Because she's gonna be home, she's gonna be doing the mom thing.
I think.
But September 8th, I need somebody to go down with me. So I have to leave here probably about 3:00
in the morning
and in the afternoon.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
is that a Friday or Saturday?
It's Friday.
Friday. We might have to pull some strings on that.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have a valid excuse for being late.
What's going on, Siobhan?
Not too much. My husband's so going to have a talk with me when he gets home today.
Yeah?
So he was supposed to take care of the baby for me today so I could be at work on time. And we wake up this morning, he looks at me and goes, all right, honey, I'm headed off to the gun range. I'm sorry, what? So,
but see, I think that's a logical excuse.
Yeah,
can't be mad
except
at him.
that I can because we're only supposed to go together.
Oh, I got you.
And again, he was
But how would
supposed to watch the
how would
baby
you-
today.
How would you have that argument, though? You really going to stop me from going and perfecting my way of protecting you?
Yeah, and that's totally how he would go about it, too.
Well, welcome either way. Welcome either way.
Right. Welcome to the show, Siobhan. So we're hanging out here, Sunday morning meltdown. Let's break it down for them, shall we? So first and foremost, though, Jennifer, this has nothing to do with me. Jennifer says I need to get thongs. What do you think, Siobhan? You think we can get thongs, like as Antman versus or MFP apparel?
Yeah, I think we could do that. I mean, I haven't, sorry if this is TMI, everyone, but I haven't worn a thong in a long time. I kind of realized that they had no real usefulness, like way back in high school.
So I guess from a female's perspective, then would you rather do like tank tops?
Yeah, as a female, I mean, if we were going with underwear or, intimate apparel, I would say like a bikini bottom.
Okay,
that's
fair.
That style.
Yeah, I don't know.
I personally am not a fan of thongs. I don't need my butt flossed.
I don't need my butt flossed.
I mean,
well, apparently, according to Ryan and to Jennifer, they are. Ryan said he wanted to do thongs, and I said I didn't know how I felt about it, and Jennifer says I dare you. But my thing is me and Ryan
I'm
would
okay
not
with
be.
men in thongs because that's totally deserving.
Hold on. Now, if we were Channing Tatum, that's fine. But you're talking about
All day, every day.
right. But you're talking about heavy set guys. That's not how that works.
Oh, hey, there's always a niche for everything.
Right.
That's what she said.
Yes,
a
she
niche for
did.
Ooh.
So
Ooh, hold on. She said, "How about booty shorts?" I'd be okay with doing
That's
that.
okay,
Yeah,
too.
that'd be
Yeah,
acceptable.
yeah, that's
something to lounge around the house in or whatever.
Yeah,
or,
absolutely.
now, if they're too big of booty shorts and I got too much A&T on not enough MAN,
What if their butt just like ate them and it folded the whole entire logo in and all you saw was like AS?
ATVS.
Literally, they would say, "Wow, that's just a set of headphones right on your butthole." What is that headphones? Actually, if you pull it out, it's AVS.
It sounds like a new anti-lock brake system, AVS.
Exactly.
Oh,
Men
my.
in thongs, girls in booty shorts with matching tanks. That's what Jennifer said. Rocky X TV said, that's my next how-to video. How to safely butt floss.
I love it. I'll be waiting for that, Rocky.
Powered by Rocky X TV. Do it yourself today.
Welcome to the show, guys. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about butt floss. Many different ways of doing it. We've got twine. We've got nylon rope.
Yeah. This is going to be great.
I can imagine the whole sit down and trying to figure out the narrative for that show.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting, to say the least.
Not to bring the whole mood down, but we were talking before the show about just different topics to talk about today.
Yeah.
And obviously the big one right now is Hurricane Harvey.
Yes.
Hurricane Harvey is huge right now. And I was going through and reading just some facts about things. So I just want to touch on this a little bit, just bring people up to speed on what's going on right now. But the one thing I want to say first is how many people are taking advantage of this situation. 100%. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there's been multiple news stories where people are posing as FEMA agents, telling people they need to evacuate their homes and whatever, and as soon as they leave, they're robbing them blind.
Wow.
In the midst of a disaster.
So we're going to talk about that coming up.
Yeah,
in a
you've
little
got
bit.
jackasses
Right.
robbing from people.
Wow.
That's as bad as the falsified charities and such. I mean, like the other day on the news, I saw it, basically, a warning to make sure that the charity you're donating through is a legitimate charity. Make sure you go to their website, like the Red Cross website.
Right.
Don't go through alternate
Isn't
sources.
that awful?
It's so sad.
You
it's
can't.
so sad.
You can't even take donations for somebody or
Right.
give donations.
It's so ridiculous that the world has come to that even in a tragedy, people are looking to make a buck.
Right. Even
Off of the people who had the tragedy happen to them at that.
Right. All these people are trying to rebuild.
Right.
And they're dealing with this bullshit. There was a video that surfaced yesterday of a guy standing in the parking lot, and he was carrying a shotgun. He said he was former law enforcement, and he was just trying to protect the community where he come from. And literally, he was yelling at people who were running into these supermarkets that had no power and stuff. He was saying, don't you go in there and steal something, because as soon as you come back out, I'm going to shoot you. I will shoot you.
Good for him.
So these girls pulled up, and they were sitting there talking to him, like, what are you doing, and why are you doing this? And he said, because I'm just protecting where I come from. This is ridiculous. We're all trying to rebuild, and you've got people running into this store stealing that man's stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because he's not there to watch it.
Yeah.
And literally, all these guys come running out of there with nothing in their hands.
That's awesome.
I mean, he stood right out there with a shotgun and said, I will shoot you. I'm not afraid. I know the law. I know the rules.
Yeah.
And I will shoot you, and I
Well,
will get
see,
away with it.
You know
Nice.
what a lot of people forget about, man. Texas is one of those states where you shoot first and you ask questions later.
Right.
And just because some shit's tore the fuck up, just because some unforeseen emergency blew through and fucked some shit up, does not mean that there ain't some crazy old redneck with a shotgun that is not going to defend his homeland, because you got some bootleg punk ass people coming in trying to jack their shit. Like,
See, I think it's cool, though, that it's not a guy defending his house.
no,
It's a guy defending this person's business.
that's the
Right.
way it
Whether
should
he
be.
knows him or not
Right.
is irrelevant.
Right.
He said, this isn't right. I'm not going to allow it to happen.
Right.
So what I did was, besides the negative stuff, not to mention all these people coming out of the woodwork, Kevin Hart started a campaign for donating money. I think he started off, he donated like $25,000.
He was the first. Yeah, he went on his social media and encouraged people to go on and started donate $25,000. That was the first donation. Now it's up to some are being touted as, if you don't donate $1 million,
Right.
then you ain't shit.
Right, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
All these celebrities, okay, are donating money, right?
Yeah.
And people are coming out and saying, well, you have so much money, you're not donating enough.
Yeah.
How do you have the audacity to say that?
Yeah, I saw that in the news. I don't know. I think it was a night or two ago when they first broke the story, and I just couldn't believe it. I looked at my husband. I'm like, are they fucking kidding? I mean, really? Like,
No, they're not. Because
This is
they
ridiculous.
want to have something to say.
right?
Instead
like,
of being productive.
It's not a competition. If you donate, you donate. That's what matters. It doesn't matter how much you give. You can give $1, you can give $1,000. It doesn't matter as long as you donate. That's what matters. The thought is what counts.
Right. Not to take it too far into politics, but Donald Trump's donating $1 million of his own money. Now, there's been plenty of people that
Well, he doesn't pay taxes, so.
Well, see, that's why I'm not going to the politics.
That's the
part of
farthest
it.
I go.
But yeah, he was saying I'm going to give $1 million of my own money, and everybody's like, oh really? Just $1 million? That's it? Wow, because you did this and this and this, you should donate more because you're an idiot.
Well, I
like,
mean,
here
I
we
kind of
go.
agree with that. He is an idiot, but you know.
Here we go.
I think the thing at the end of the day, a lot of people forget, man. Like even one of my friends, Mike Manick, he called in on a Thursday music show on Antman Versus, and he was talking about, you know, it was very just wanting to get the awareness out there, you know, not even caring if anybody was listening. Just, you need to know what's going on out here. Like, shit is not what the media is portraying it to be. There's a lot of people being looted, pillaged, ran out. How about that stuff, man? What really, really, really fucking pissed me off, man? I was checking out the Joel Osteen thing, okay? And so basically, from what I understand, and you know, chime in, YouTube, chime me in if I'm wrong, but so Joel Osteen had all these churches, and if you don't know who Joel Osteen is, he's huge religious guy, and he, you know, during the wake of the storm, had these churches, and were now being deemed as sanctuaries because they can house around 17,000 people, 16,000 people. He didn't open the doors for quite some time, talking about how they had flood damage. They had a bunch of photos that popped up from people who were like, F this, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to go down and find out what's going on. They went down there and they found no flooding whatsoever in the churches.
See, the videos I saw were them walking around out front.
Or,
and they were just jumping in little tiny baby puddles saying, oh, there's so much flooding here. There's so
Yeah.
much flooding.
Yep. Oh, and I guess a lot of the video, some of the video that the church fired back on their official Twitter page about the flooding and this and that, and they talked about how they had flooding, but a lot of the conflicting conversation coming back was, well, that's a parking garage. Well, that's underground. Well, that's the parking lot. And this is coming from a lot of people that have serviced the church, who have went to the church, who have been visitors of the church, and none of the employees, you know, were even to be found. And I even seen footage of somebody walking right up to the glass door, looking in with a camera, and seeing no flooding whatsoever, seeing bright blue carpet.
See, here's my thing. If knowing the type of people that they are, you know what I mean, I guess Christians as a whole, or however that, you know, whatever religion they are, how it portrays themselves, if they didn't open the doors, there had to have been a reason. You know what I mean? Whatever that reason was, I don't think it would be something like, I'm not bringing a bunch of soaking wet, hungry, aggravated people in here. No. They're going to ruin the carpet, whatever.
I would hate to think that it was a whole, I don't want those less than human people in here. Like, you know, because I am sorry, but I come from a small religious town, and I know what religion can do to a community, you know, so I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not a pretentious, money-grubbing bastard, but he's a pretentious, money-grubbing bastard. Like, because I feel like, you know, they went on and they started donating on their website. Like, you want to donate? They started an open donation on their website. You want to give us money? We'll take it all, whatever, over there. But we all know how when you donate to a religious situation, what happens with the funds. We all know they give you a breakdown and all that fun stuff. But how much?
See, when I think of money hungry, like what you're talking about, I think of Rod Parsley.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Totally.
That's what I think about. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Joel Osteen. I can't speak to that because I don't know enough about the guy. But I do know enough about, you know, Rod Parsley, growing up around here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he does and how he does it. And that's a man that I believe is money hungry.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, I can't say much about Joel Osteen as well. I don't know that much about him myself. But I do think it's ironic, though, that after they neglected to open the doors for so long, then they finally open them, and suddenly they have this abundance of everything that anyone could possibly need.
But maybe that's what they were doing.
But see, that's my thing. If if that's what you were doing was gathering supplies, that's wonderful. However, let the people in, even if you don't have supplies. At least it's a dry place for them to sleep.
Right.
That's really, like, let's be honest, shampoo, these are luxuries. A warm, dry place to sleep, that's essential.
3 hots and a cot, dog. That's what I remember. 3 hots and a cot.
Well, they
Anybody who's been to jail knows that term.
never been to jail.
I wasn't going to call you out on it.
Probation.
Never.
Probation.
Never been to jail, so I wouldn't know.
Bad kid. Bad kid.
No, that guy with the mattress store.
Right.
He opened up the mattress
Mattress
store.
Matt.
My point exactly.
Mattress Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he opened up his stores, his warehouses,
Right.
laid out all these mattresses for the military, for the FEMA people to come and sleep, and people who just
He's
seeking
like,
refuge
hey,
from
I
the
got
storm.
beds, come sleep.
Right. And then he was talking about giving, there was a woman there who celebrated her 84th birthday or something, 81st birthday. And he said, when everything gets cleaned up, whatever, I'm going to give you a bed for your birthday since you were here with me. You know,
That's
that sort of
awesome.
thing. So,
I didn't see that portion of it. That's awesome.
yeah.
So what's going on YouTube, guys? Anything fun, interesting?
Not too much since we last took a look.
Well, Carl said, talking about people looting and that guy, defending people with a shotgun.
Yeah.
That'd be a good douchebag criminal segment.
Exactly, yeah.
And then Jennifer said the world is going to shit. And I can't see it. Well, Mike Manick.
Yes.
My man Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, he called in Thursday. We
That-
might have him call in to the show this morning. But what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna jump over. We're gonna pay a couple bills here real quick, and we're gonna be right back after this Sunday Morning Meltdown with Antman, Siobhan, and Josh
What
D.
up?
So we gotta come up with a name for you here in a little bit, man. We're gonna.
Yeah, I can't do something crazy because everybody knows my name.
All right. Well,
It's not like I'm hiding my identity because everybody knows my name.
we're gonna have to figure it out. We'll be right back after this.
From local to national, ZTPMag.com delivers it all. Raw, beautiful, and bold. Go to ZTPMag.com today. Check out info on some of your favorite music, tech, food, and rides.
ZTP Mag has it all. I mean, seriously, where else am I going to get that kind of info? Plus, it's all free at the touch of a finger on all my devices. It's like the people working for the mag understand what their viewers want and the importance of involving them.
You heard the lady. Get over to ZTPMag.com.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Strapped for cash? Everything Goes wants to sell you quality merchandise at 50% to 75% off retail price. Everything Goes Resale will purchase your items if they are in good condition, whether it's new or used furniture, small or large appliances, electronics, jewelry, tools, or anything that you have sitting around your house. If you are in need of quality items in your home or apartment, they've got it. Located at 5105 East Main Street. Store hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. You can call them at 614-864-GOES or find them online at everythinggoes.biz. Mention squirrelnair.com and you'll receive an additional 10% off all retail. So if you are in need of cash or if you would like to purchase quality furniture, home decor, etc. at 50% to 75% off retail, then Everything Goes is your answer. Again, their number is 614-864-4637 and are located at 5105 East Main Street, Columbus, Ohio. Everything Goes Resale, serving your buying and selling needs. See Tony and don't forget to mention Squirrel on Air for an additional 10% off all retail.
The Old Bag of Nails, located in Gahanna at 63 Mill Street off of Hamilton Road and Granville Street in the Creekside Plaza, offers you the best in fried fish, along with mouth-watering soups and salads, and the best sandwiches and steaks in Central Ohio. You're guaranteed to leave satisfied and wanting more. So take it from us at the Score. If you're looking for the best fried fish and the finest burgers and steaks, visit the friendly folks, the Old Bag of Nails, 63 Mill Street in Gahanna in the Creekside Plaza. Or give them a call at 614-337-9430. That's 614-337-9430.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
I like that, being able to pay bills that way. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's so weird from going to a commercial break versus a music break.
Yeah, because a lot of people I've noticed on a music show, when I start playing music, they go and they do whatever they need to do. That's when they drop off.
Right.
So I want to create a show where everybody just feels like they can hang out and be part of the action. Figure, why not, man? Do some commercials.
So they're listening to some products in between
right.
us rambling, doing that sort of thing.
It gives us time to go pee and things like that.
Right. So what do we got coming up next, guys? It's about 15 in front of 9.
So what we're going to do is I want to talk about some facts associated with Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah.
Just some facts associated with that. And I also want to talk about Best Buy trying to get themselves out of trouble. I don't know if you saw Best Buy or not.
No.
Okay, so I'll get to that here in a minute.
All right.
So I want to just talk about some facts about it while I'm rambling here. So they got 232 shelters housing around 32,000 people right now.
Right.
So they got 3 mega centers, 2 in Houston, 1 in Dallas. They've dispatched 21,000 federal workers to get down there and help them out. And the Coast Guard is handling overflow of 911 calls. Now, they were estimating that there was as much as 900 calls per hour to the 911 service, but it has dwindled down to 500 now. I mean,
dwindled down to 500.
Right.
Dwindled. Wow. I love the way they use wording when they talk about.
Right.
Wow.
Here's the thing, though. That people were saying that now that the water's starting to, recede, that's where they're going to start to see
what the hell really went down.
Well, imagine if your elderly neighbor you didn't make it out.
Right,
and
exactly.
You go home and the water's starting to recede, and he's laying in your kitchen.
This is.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, that's very mean to say it that way, but that's what they're talking about.
No, that's exactly what they mean. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the case in situations like that. You never know once things settle what you're going to find. It's, the best comparison I have off the top of my head is like when the attacks happened at 9/11.
Right.
When they started cleaning the rubble, how many people did they
then
find
they started,
under it?
Yep, they started finding people.
Yeah.
So they said Texans affected by mandatory evacuation was 779,000 people. Wow. And then Texans affected by voluntary evacuation was 980,000. So in Louisiana, 7,000 mandatory and 133,000 voluntary evacuations happened there. And then there's 200,000 people in Texas without power and 11,000 in Louisiana right now.
Wow.
Now they're saying that all of the underground utilities are being compromised.
Well, yeah, of course.
So I don't know if that's something that they thought about at first. They were like, oh, obviously everybody's without power. But now all the underground utilities are starting to be compromised as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I won't reveal what I do, but I've seen a lot of that underground stuff. As far as their backup plan.
With your job, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I will tell you that there are backup plans beyond backup plans for sucking water out of those places.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? There's nothing like going 80 to 100 foot into the ground, you know what I mean? And where they have motor rooms and stuff, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've seen a lot of it. So they do have plans for it, but I think it's going to be a lot harder than they anticipated to clean all that stuff out.
Well, I think that is attributed more so to you put those plans in place, but you don't expect it to be, and I'm just pulling a number, but tens of thousands and millions of gallons of water going into, I mean, let's be honest, that's what it is with this situation. When the streets are flooded all the way up to the roofs of the houses, imagine how much is those pipes have to be full.
Right.
So
that would be your thought anyway, right?
Right.
That's what I mean.
Sure
you would hope.
So.
You would hope,
right? Otherwise, why aren't you putting people down there?
Right. So it says 120,000 residents without water in Beaumont. Now, without being without water, this right here is where Best Buy got in trouble. Okay, they got in trouble for price gouging on cases of water. Now, during the week, I was talking to people. I'm like, did you see
Wait a minute.
all
Price
these
gouging on water?
on water? Yes.
Wow.
So during the week, I'm like, did you guys see these pictures on Facebook of people gouging people for prices on water? They're like, no. We'll come to find out those pictures came from Best Buy.
Wow.
Now, Best Buy has released a statement and said that the workers at the time didn't know what they regularly charged for that case of water. So they just made up a price. Okay?
What was the price that they gave?
Okay, so here we go.
I didn't see that on Facebook at all.
I want to read you the exact price, so I'm trying to get to it. Okay. So they had 24 packs of Dasani water priced at $42.96.
Holy crap.
40.
How do you figure that's accurate for a case of water?
Now, they said that's about $15 more than usual.
Yeah, at least.
Then it said they had 12 packs of Smart Water being sold for $29.98, nearly double the usual price of $15.
Right, I was going to say those are even cheaper, yeah. Wow.
It said the Best Buy employees at the Cypress store did not know the prices the store typically charged for the water. The release said so they came up with the prices, causing the company so much angst in the midst of all of this. So Best Buy did release a statement saying that they apologized. They weren't trying to take advantage of anybody, put out by the storm or whatever. But the fact of the matter is how are you not going to know what your store sells water for?
Right. How is it not in your inventory?
Right, you would be able to pull up on the computer.
Right, it's in your system. You have a computer system. You have a POS at the very least, even if it's just a POS. So you have the ability to go and scan a case of water and go, oh, hey, that's $24.99.
Oh, and for the non-retail people, POS does not stand for piece of shit.
I mean, it really does if you're in retail, but
it does.
Well, she said
point of sale system.
I'm sure they have a POS, and then she goes, I'm sure it's just a POS. So I'm thinking, so they have a point of sale, and it's probably just a piece of shit.
I've seen their systems, so
Yeah.
I've been in retail way too long. Can you tell? But yeah, I don't understand that. And not to mention, let's be honest, who hasn't gone to Kroger and walked by a case of water and looked down and said, "Oh, that's $24."
But see, that's the thing. Anybody who came in there knew this is way too much for water.
And why didn't you say something?
But the employees that were there, I didn't realize that that's not how much we charge for water. Give me a break.
You've got to
Would
be
you
kidding.
walk
Have
in
you
somewhere
ever
and pay
paid
$43?
Right. That's what I'm saying. How can you say that's $43? Like, have you never bought a case of water before? Have
you
guys
want to chime in on this? You guys want to open up the phone lines for this?
I'm getting aggravated, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
That's
yeah.
that
All
is
right.
the most. If it were, it's one thing if it's like alcohol or something, but it's fucking water.
Here we go, guys. 614-916-6372. Go ahead, call in, be part of the show. Sunday Morning Meltdown, 614-916-6372. Let's talk about water.
Well, Jennifer does say that their prices are ridiculous anyways, which I totally agree with. Best Buy is definitely one of the more expensive places that you can shop for the things that they have. The only time I've ever bought anything from Best Buy was stereos for my car, and I always buy the ones that are on sale. I never pay full price for them. And I've
stereos.
What? Like, shut up. Leave me alone. Yeah. So, and the last one I bought was like several years ago because I've always bought Hondas, so I just didn't. Every time I wreck one, I move it to the next car.
I got you. But see, here's the thing. Nobody goes
Let me grab my
to
DIN
Best
adapter.
Buy.
Let me grab my DIN adapter. Don't trash the car. I need to grab my DIN adapter. There's only one screw
I've stripped
that
like
fits
4
in it.
cars before insurance took them, changed out tires, everything.
Wow.
Man. Oh, yeah.
Hey, all right,
Hey,
whatever.
do it right.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But nobody goes into Best Buy to buy a case of water.
No.
Not unless, all right, there's probably an exception to that. There's probably some
It
dude
better
that's
have
like,
a USB adapter.
right. There's some dude, he's like, hey, listen, I'm about to go on a 48-hour gaming binge.
Right.
I
no,
need to
but
get
see,
that
then he's
water.
going to go buy a case of balls from Micro Center.
Well.
If those balls have USB chargers.
And they got flavors now.
What?
So, oh, yeah. Yeah, there's the original. There's orange. There's cherry. There's cream soda.
Wait. Balls. You talking about the energy drink in the bottle?
Oh, I was going to say, please tell me you know what this is.
Yeah, Balls Guarana or whatever.
Yeah.
It was always in the
it's
white
amazing.
bottle.
They tried to outlaw it for a little bit there because people were getting so
It
much.
went away.
Yeah, it did. You can only get it in Micro Centers online on gaming store websites, and that's it. You can't find it anywhere else.
So it's basically gaming fuel now.
Yeah,
for online
it's kind of
gamers.
it's
That's
kind
it.
of like the cocaine drink. It's the same idea. It was so high in caffeine content that they basically
the
outlawed it.
cocaine drink.
Oh
You
yeah,
never-
Honey
oh, yeah.
Boo Boo should have done 3 of them. She might be dead.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like it's a energy, basically an energy drink. It's in a can about this big, and it's called cocaine. And it literally had such a high amount of caffeine in it. It was giving people like heart issues and palpitations and things like that. So they completely outlawed it and stopped selling it. And you could only find it like black market type sites online, and that was it.
What?
Overseas.
Oh, yeah.
And then they finally brought it back.
It's legit.
But the one that they brought back is actually a lesser caffeine content because that was the only way they could bring it back.
Okay, so it sounds like that's a trend because we were talking about the other day about Four Loko.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't drink all that often, but I had a buddy of mine go, "Hey man, these are different fruit flavors and
Yeah.
stuff." This was before they were forced to change their
Oh,
formula.
so you got the full force one.
Oh yes, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I took 3 or 4 drinks of this thing, and I was sloshed. I mean, I
Oh, yeah.
was toasted. But I sat there for about 10 minutes, didn't drink anything, sober as a judge on Monday morning.
Wow.
I'm serious. All the effects of what I just drank gone just as quickly as it happened.
Man.
It was incredibly scary.
So you guys want to chime in, man. If you guys want to be part of the action live on Sunday Morning Meltdown, give us a call, 614-916-6372. Again, 614-916-6372. Go ahead, chime in. Let's talk about some Harvey. So, despite Trump's dig, you guys see the media? He was talking about how they didn't cover anything. President Trump can't seem to suppress his contempt for the news media, even when he's speaking about something completely unrelated. In remarks to members of the United States military in Texas on Saturday, Trump singled out the Coast Guard for rescuing nearly 11,000 people stranded by Hurricane Harvey. He then compared it to what he described as the relative lack of courage exhibited by journalists covering the storm. Quoted by, think of it, almost 11,000 people by going into winds that the media would not go into. They would not go into those winds, he said, unless it's really good story, in which case they will. Well, the media apparently considered Hurricane Harvey a really good story then, because numerous journalists put themselves in harm's way to cover the disaster.
I was about to say,
Right.
I saw more with this one. Now, might have happened with Katrina, but with this one, we're watching newscasters. We're live right here. We got heavy water. Hold on one second, I'm going to put this down. And then you hear the microphone jumble, and then they're running over to take somebody out of a car.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Or a boat. Or I saw
Right.
ABC News crew in a boat. They
Going-
stopped their
yeah.
broadcast and got 5 people out of a home.
Heard somebody screaming for help, and they
They
stopped.
were like, they were live
They're like,
on
okay,
air.
we're gonna go help this family now.
They were like live on air. The reporter goes, hey, we have people in that house. And they were live. The cameraman didn't, when you're a cameraman, you have a job to do. Like, you have a job to stand there and film no matter what. And I'm sorry, but if my job as a cameraman and I'm there to film, I don't care if it's the movie Twister and there's cows flying. Like, I'm gonna
We've
stand.
got cows.
We've got cows. Like, I'm gonna stand there and get what I need to get. You know what I mean? You don't have.
I don't know. I'm torn about that. I mean, if you're watching something happen right in front of you, your natural instinct is going to be to stop what you're doing
Right.
and go help. Even if you sat that camera down in the direction in which you're going to walk.
Hey, Junior, there's
It's still-
$5. Hold this camera.
Right. You're still going to see what you're doing. But the natural reaction would be, let's help these people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that I can.
I can't exactly. I've never been the flight kind of guy. I've always been the fight kind of guy. I've never been the kind of guy to run away from something. I kind of run into it. I've just always,
I want to say that that's my mindset. I have what do they call that? A hero complex.
Oh yeah.
Where if you're like, if that building's burning, I want to go in after him.
Yeah.
Knowing that my asthmatic ass could never run 12 flights of stairs to save 6 children.
I'd get to 6. I'd get to 6 and be like, oh, we're good.
Right.
Nobody's here. Let's go. No,
I live by the zombie apocalypse rule. Save yourself.
See, if I know that there's a chance that I could save somebody, I'm gonna go in after him.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
agree
mean?
with that.
And I would probably, knowing my luck, I would end up dying in the process.
No,
but
I'm honestly I'm the same way. I'll stop and help anybody. I think a lot of it comes from both my aunt and my father being civil servants and firefighter and a cop. So
right.
It just kind of ingrained in me since I was a kid.
When I was younger, I was in wood shop. I was in shop class, and I'll never forget the shop teacher. The all-knowing, well-wise shop teacher had an accident. And we were using one of the table saws, and he went to put the piece of wood through, and a block on the other end chipped off because he was doing a longer piece. And one of the students that was on the other end, supposed to hold it steady through, wasn't paying attention, was holding it with one hand instead of holding two hands. And the other piece come up and slapped him in the head and split his head wide open, like all the way to the back, like split his dome good. And all the students, everybody in the shop class is just like, and I was the only one that got up and ran to the office to get any help whatsoever. And come to find out, I didn't know it, but he needed 22 stitches. He needed medical attention, and because me running full speed to the office, hey, man down, we need help. Nobody did that in the shop class. They just stood around, gawked, and watched and pointed.
That's terrible.
That was my first experience of watching somebody in need when somebody is not. You know what I mean? The real understanding of what that was I think that was my first dose of reality about what life and what people were really about, and how fucked up people can really be.
You truly see people's colors when something like that happens.
Oh yeah. Without
you
a doubt.
really see whether they are ones that are truly there to help you or to take advantage of you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at a lot of these guys are reporting live, this is just horrendous what's going on here with Harvey, and to see so many selfless people.
Right.
Just
It definitely outweighs the people that are out to take advantage.
Right.
The good is definitely outweighing the looters and everything else. But I never understood that. Whether it's a natural disaster or a protest or whatever, why is the first thing you want to do is either loot or set things on fire?
Yeah, I don't really understand that either. I mean, the looting I somewhat understand, because if you're, in a position where everything you had is now gone, I get going and getting supplies, but not in the sense of looting. If you go into a grocery store, for example, and get some lunch meat and some bread so you can feed your children, that's one thing.
Right.
I don't have an issue with that in a disaster. However, if you're going into a TV store and taking a 42-inch plasma TV that's HD, 4K, blah, 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 because now you don't have to pay for it, then you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I think that there would be a lot more leniency from a law enforcement standpoint, that if you were taking bread and lunch meat to feed your kids,
right? I
don't think that they would literally slap handcuffs on you and take you to jail,
right?
But you're right. If you're walking out with a TV or a freaking DVD player, a laptop or something, what do you need that for?
Right.
You know what I mean? That is literally just taking advantage.
Yeah. So I think that it's kind of one of those things of, it's situational, basically, that depending on what you're taking and what the situation is. I saw on the news, you could see it in the background of the newscast, people in the stores coming out looting, and they stop and they look at the camera oh fuck, I'm caught, oh well, fuck it, and just keep going.
Well, yeah, they realize right now that law enforcement is 100% tied up.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm the one in particular that I saw, the person had several bags piled on shoulders and carrying and full of stuff, and I'm there's no way you're just taking food. There's no way you're just taking clean, dry clothes.
What cracks me up about it is that all these mofos that are doing this don't realize that when shit does get back to normal and shit does settle down, because it will, and it's going to, those cops are going to go through all that media footage and through all that shit. And everybody that was on camera, everybody that stole something, might not be everybody, but somebody's going to be held accountable. Somebody.
You'd like to think that. At least I would. I would like to think that they would go back through and discipline or take charges against people who took advantage.
Yeah.
You
know
would
what I
hope. Definitely. You would definitely hope.
So, hanging out here Sunday morning, Meltdown, and about a little bit after 9 o'clock, 5 minutes after 9, and we're gonna
just starting to wake up.
Yeah, you know, we've got about an hour left of the show. We're gonna open up the phone lines: 614-916-6372. Call in, be part of the action. My man Mike Manick, he is out there in the thick of it. As a matter of fact. He called in on Thursday talking about what's going on in Texas and what's going on in the South.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So we're going to talk about, hopefully have him call in if he's listening still. Go ahead, give us a call, Mike, 614-916-6372. We'd love to hear from you, man. And so you can be part of the action as well. But, so, Siobhan, we got anything interesting coming up?
Few things related to sex because everybody
What?
loves sex.
Let's talk about sex,
I mean,
baby.
you guys might not like it, but I'm sure the females will find it funny and interesting. It's kind of a bash at men a little bit. Sorry, guys, but most of you don't know the difference between a vagina and other parts.
You can't.
So we'll talk about that.
You can't fight your way out of a wet paper vagina.
I'm just going to leave that one alone.
I will say locally, as far as news stories that have popped up, they said that there was no criminal charges being filed in the Ohio State Fair ride accident.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw something about that, which
Yeah.
I think is interesting. I just have to say, I think it's interesting because I do remember a specific news report that said that they found that the ride was not properly maintained and that there was corrosion on the inside of the arm that broke off. So how are you not filing charges against someone?
Well,
I mean, I know there's that whole liability thing of who do you blame, but as far as I'm concerned, you don't blame the company. You blame I don't even know what amusement company it was now, but whatever amusement company it was, you blame them and you put the blame on them and you file charges against them because it is their responsibility as a ride provider to make sure that that ride is up to the standards that it should be. Now, do I think that they should also file charges in some form or fashion against the inspectors of the Ohio State Fair as well because they obviously didn't inspect it correctly? Yes, but the manufacturer of the ride I don't think is responsible because once they've manufactured it, they don't really have any part in what happens with it afterwards unless they're like servicing it or something.
Right.
And they're across seas, so really they don't have any part.
Well, once again, without giving away what I do,
right?
Without giving away what I do, this story in particular kind of hits home with me because your gut reaction is who was the guy that looked at it this morning? Who inspected this thing this morning that said it was safe?
But see, there's years of corrosion for that to happen, so there are multiple people.
Right, it was a lot of years of negligence, not to mention. These amusement park companies are taking these things all over the place all year round, and they don't shut them down for preventative maintenance stuff. Not to mention any crack or corrosion up there, on a normal inspection, you're not going to see that unless you're really, really, really diving in, doing an NDT or some sort of, I'm sorry, I'm throwing out words now that don't make any sense to anybody, but unless you're doing extra special checks, that's not something you're just going to find. You're looking for wear on pins and stuff like that. Any hydraulic hoses that have sprung a leak, anything that looks out of sorts.
But anyway, you only have a certain amount of time to set it up.
However, though, they have to have some kind of like bi-yearly or yearly inspection that's a full inspection covering everything.
Well, that's supposed to happen.
Now, OSHA probably does require an outside third-party inspection one time a year. I would say that that's probably the truth. Yeah. But what I will say
who was failing on that for the past 6 years?
But this is what I will say to you as well. In the day and age that we live in where everybody's out to cover their own ass,
right?
Even that third-party inspection company, if you read the fine print, it'll say we're not liable before we touch it, while we're touching it, or after we touch it. There is literally nothing we can be held liable for. And that's just simply to cover their ass.
Right.
That thing could catch fire while you're looking at it. Not my fault. I didn't do anything. All I was doing was looking at it, and it caught fire. Sorry. You know? So in this day and age of everybody covering your own ass, there is nobody literally that you can point the finger at. Now, even though there was no criminal charges being filed against the inspections company, the amusement park company, whoever, the civil cases are going to proceed.
Right.
Now the families are going to step in and say,
And
you
see,
know,
that's
my
what I
child
was
died
wondering.
because of your negligence,
Right.
and I want
And
compensated for it.
civil cases are a whole different story. They pretty much always go through. Now, whether or not they will win their case, that's a whole different story, and that's all dependent on the judge and the evidence and etc.
Right.
But I hope for their sake, and I would think in this case, because there's clearly negligence involved, that they will be able to win that case and get some sort of, although it can never replace the life of a child, I hope that they can get some sort of restitution, if you will, for what happened.
Honestly, I think, if nothing else, usually when you see disasters like this or accidents like this, right after that, they come out with this whole nother set of rules and regulations, whether it's
Right.
through OSHA or a different safety,
And that's
entity.
the other hope, is that maybe this will cause them to be more productive in their, searching of equipment and looking at equipment to make sure that it is actually of good standard and proper working order.
This is what I will say to you, that an amusement company is in business to entertain, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's their product, is entertainment, right? That is no different than any other manufacturing facility, unless your regulations and your rules in your facility are very, very, very tight as to how often you service your equipment. Anybody you ask, we're just going to run it till it stops.
Right.
Because we have a lot of production to get done. We have a lot of this stuff.
That's exactly how it goes.
That's literally the case, I think, with the Ohio State malfunction with that equipment.
I believe it. I actually, when I was younger, I worked for an amusement company for a little while and traveled with them in the neighboring states, at least. And it was the same way there. I mean, honestly, there were rides I wouldn't ride when I was on my break because I knew better.
Right. That's bad.
Yeah. But it was. I won't call them out for the company that they are, but it was a small company. They did like the parking lot amusement rides and stuff.
I got you.
So it was even less, less of an eye on them of what they. But it's definitely true. Like they would do what they. There were some things done to make things run the way that they should that I was just like, guys, that's really not okay.
Hillbilly engineering doesn't really work when you have people's lives at stake.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I see you've got the nurse story pulled up.
oh yeah,
Dude, that was brought to my attention yesterday. I knew nothing of it.
Crazy.
So this thing is killer to me. An officer who arrested a Utah nurse in viral video is now under criminal investigation.
Thank goodness.
The police officer seen in a viral video arresting a nurse in Salt Lake City is now under criminal investigation, according to Salt Lake Tribune. Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill ordered a criminal investigation Friday into the actions of Detective Jeff Payne, who aggressively arrested nurse Alex Wibbles on July 26th for refusing to draw blood from a severely injured patient. Payne has been placed on administrative leave, according to the Associated Press, and the Salt Lake City Police Department is said also in a statement on Friday that 2 of its employees have been placed on administrative leave while the investigation is underway. It's unclear if Payne is one of the employees mentioned in the agency's statement, however. As seen in the above video, we are not going to be showing that video, obviously due to numerous reasons why.
Right.
But as seen in the video taken by Payne's body camera, it turns out that Wubbles, the head nurse of the University of Utah Hospital's burn unit, remains calm as she explains policy after Payne insists on collecting the blood sample of an unconscious patient. Wubbles explains she is simply trying to do her job, telling the detectives that 3 things that allow us to give blood samples are if you have an electronic warrant, patient consent, or patient under arrest, and neither of those things happen to be the case.
No.
The patient cannot consent, so he told me repeatedly that he doesn't have a warrant and the patient is not under arrest. So, the footage of the arrest shows Payne interrupting Wubbles as she continues to explain the policy to him before placing her in handcuffs, and which causes a brief scuffle between the two. The video made public on Friday sparked a wave of criticism over Payne's confrontation with a nurse who appears to be following hospital protocol. Salt Lake City Mayor Jackie Buskumski.
Yay, complicated last names.
And Police Chief Mike Brown apologized for Payne's actions and promised investigations from Internal Affairs and the Civil Review Board. Here we go. I was alarmed by what I saw in the video with our officer. And Wubbles, Brown said in a joint statement. I'm sad at the rift this is the cause between law enforcement and the nurses we work so closely with. I want to be clear, we take this very seriously.
Here's the deal. That dude got pissed off, is what he did.
Right?
Yeah.
He stood there and she said, look, black and white, printed it off and showed him.
She even got her supervisor on the phone. On speakerphone,
Yes.
and said, does he have a warrant? No. Does he have, no. Is he under arrest? No. Then you don't get his blood.
The guy, even on the phone, was like, I think you're making a big mistake here.
Right.
The supervisor was saying that. The dude got pissed off because multiple people at that point were saying, dude, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So then he said, nope, done with it. Handcuffs out the door.
Right.
Wrong, dude.
Way wrong.
Way wrong.
Way
and
abuse
the
of
thing
badge. That's pretty
20
awesome.
minutes. They said it was 20 minutes after he put her in handcuffs, she was released.
Oh, they didn't even take her downtown or nothing?
No.
Oh, okay.
She got
okay.
outside.
They got outside, and my guess is probably a supervisor of his got called. And so, like 20 minutes after she was put in the handcuffs, she was released.
There was a group of officers, of officers outside that when they got, by the time the scuffle happened and everything happened in the hospital, it took 20-25 minutes. By the time they got out, 45 minutes had passed, and there's already other officers that were on the scene that were actually law enforcement. So he's a detective, and there's actual law enforcement officers that show up.
Yeah,
so the law enforcement officers
that would be patrol officers.
The patrol officers
They're all law enforcement officers.
Well, they try to be clear between detective and cop, whatever. But so when they got outside, they were waiting and they were like, no bueno.
Yeah. Well, as you saw in the video, that as he is putting handcuffs on her, the uniformed officers are standing there. Right. Now, I'm assuming that that's just typical, protocol. Obviously, he didn't need help subduing her, so not 3 or 4 cops needed to jump on top of her.
Right.
But at the same time, as a fellow man in uniform, are you going to walk up in front of everybody with the body cams on and everything? Go, you're making a mistake. Take the handcuffs off. It's one of those things like the ball's already rolling. If this is a mistake that's been made, you're going to let it see through, and then we'll iron out the details.
The other thing, too, is because of my aunt being in law enforcement, I know a detective technically ranks higher than a general patrol officer.
That's the way I understood it.
Yes. So for the patrol officers to say, hey, Mr. Detective Man, we don't think you're doing the right, like, that's kind of out of protocol to begin with.
Peon.
Like, hey, man, that's not okay. Right. Like, it has to be a supervisor of the detective, and I guarantee that was a phone call that happened between her getting put in cuffs and going outside. And what also is funny about it is that in the video where you see her getting released, as Antman said, she is actually being released from cuffs by the patrol officers, not by the detective. Right. And you don't see him at that point in the video at all, which makes me think that his supervisor probably told him, get your ass to the station now.
Get out of there. Hands off of her.
You better get to Dunkin' Donuts
leave.
Or something.
Right.
Like, you better figure it out.
Yeah.
Be nice.
So, but I was totally shocked and appalled by that video.
Well, the thing is, that's Utah. Okay.
Right.
But if you noticed, the guys in the white shirts, that was the hospital security staff, which those dudes look like 18 years old.
Well, I mean,
you ever been to any
hospitals
hospitals
too, anyway.
You ever been to any of the hospitals downtown here?
Oh yeah,
I'm talking armed.
They're legit here in Columbus.
Yes, they are police officers commissioned for the premises of that building.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
you can thank the heroin epidemic for all that.
Right. Well, it
Even
started
long
though.
before
No, but
that.
it started long before that with the
Really?
opiate addiction epidemic. Like when the opiate addiction started to get really bad is when they started putting armed guards into the hospitals, at least in the ER. And once it got worse is when they put them throughout the entire hospital and made it to where all hospital security employees were armed.
Right.
I think that they have a certain period of time if you are hired on, even if you do have a concealed carry permit, you have to wait. I believe it's 6 months
Six
to
to
a
9,
year.
6 months, 6 to 12
Yeah,
months.
6 to 12 months, depending whether you have a license or not yet, of being an employee as a security officer before you can actually carry on the job. But once you get to that point, then you're able to carry. And they actually carry, I know from being in the hospital so long in the NICU with my daughter, because, you know, when you're walking around and you see the same security guards every time, you're eventually going to ask him what he carries. But they actually carry Smith & Wesson, and that's issued by the hospital as their choice of weapon that they would like them to carry.
Well, here's the thing. Here's a little known or unknown fact is I've geared up for the police academy 3 different times. I've always wanted to be a cop. Always. I have a huge admiration for them.
Oh, yeah.
I have a huge belief, and I stand behind what law enforcement does. Now, believe me, there's a lot of times they step out of line, you know, and it's one of those things where you need to weed those people out. They don't need to be wearing uniform. But I've always wanted to be a cop, and I looked into all this stuff, you know. I looked into working at the hospitals, being armed security, which they have an OPATA C certification, which is basically the Ohio police officers' handgun training program.
Yep.
You go through it, and then they'll train you on the rest, basically. But obviously, your pay scale is determined on, you know, do you have your full-blown OPATA certification, or do you have just the firearms or whatever? Then they place you accordingly. So I've done all that stuff.
What we got in the YouTube?
Sorry, I'm watching stuff pop up. Patrol officer probably figured I'm not going to get involved and fuck up my career.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Other than, you know, nurses and stuff like that, police officers are constantly being scrutinized by not only their supervisors and superiors, but the general public. I mean, literally, if you stole something at Walmart, that cop can't just walk up to you and put handcuffs on you without 18 people standing there with their cell phones out.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, how stupid are you?
Yeah.
Just to stand there and film what's going on.
It's crazy.
You might need this later on in case you want to sue him, ma'am.
Right, exactly.
Because I don't like the way his ink pen was in his shirt at that moment. I think that was very inappropriate. He never should have touched you that way. But I will send you this video. What's your number? Let me send it to you real quick. No, that is so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So we're going to go pay some bills. We're going to come back after this. And what we got when we come back after the break, guys?
So I just had this pop up. A defiant Melania heads to Texas in snakeskin pumps. That is from yesterday, actually, that it got updated. But yeah, so I want to talk about that because I just want to talk about that.
I thought we were going to have sex talk.
We are, but I have to.
Okay.
I saw this.
Is
pop
that what
up.
everybody was making fun of her for?
Yeah,
do you realize
actually,
where you went? Okay,
yeah,
anyway,
that is
all right.
actually why I want to talk
Cool.
about it.
All right,
And
we'll leave it be.
it's specifically, I wish I had the picture up for you guys, but it shows a picture of her walking out through grass, and there's a puddle, and like the puddle, you know, they just stepped in it, and you can see the water coming. It's a great shot, whoever took it, but you can see the water coming off of Trump's shoe and like her pump. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that.
All right.
All right, guys. Sunday Morning Meltdown. We'll be right back after this.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
From local to national, ZTPMag.com delivers it all. Raw, beautiful, and bold. Go to ZTPMag.com today. Check out info on some of your favorite music, tech, food, and rides.
ZTP Mag has it all. I mean, seriously, where else am I going to get that kind of info? Plus, it's all free at the touch of a finger on all my devices. It's like the people working for the Mag understand what their viewers want and the importance of involving them.
You heard the lady. Get over to ZTPMag.com.
For the finest in Asian cooked cuisine food, visit the Rice Kitchen Asian Cuisine. Conveniently located in Columbus at 3976 Alum Creek Drive, they offer the finest in dining in a friendly and cozy environment. Every dish includes the freshest and finest picked ingredients cooked to your liking while providing the healthiest, most nutritious foods. The staff at Rice Kitchen takes pride in knowing every patron is satisfied and comfortable. Open 11 to 10 Monday through Thursday, 11 to 11 Friday and Saturday, and 3:30 to 9 on Sunday. Visit them at 3976 Alum Creek Drive or give them a call at 614-491-8252.
Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American Herbal Flavored Whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
I, like many others, lived my life thinking it would never happen to me. When I received the news after a normal doctor's appointment that changed my life, I was diagnosed with cancer. I thought, how could this happen to me? And where would the money come from for treatment? After turning to my pastor for guidance, he referred me to Christians Overcoming Cancer, a faith-based organization. Christians Overcoming Cancer is a 501c3 nonprofit organization helping cancer patients succeed on their road to recovery through awareness, emotional support, and financial relief. Any person in active treatment for cancer can apply for assistance. If you'd like to give donations, they can be given online at www.christiansovercomingcancer.com, at any Huntington Bank location via U.S. Mail, 200 East Campus View Boulevard, Suite 200, Columbus, Ohio, 43235, or by phone at 614-985-3750. Christians Overcoming Cancer, helping everyone succeed on their road to recovery.
If parts are missing from your lawn care items or your parts need replaced, Rotary Corp is the world's largest supplier of outdoor equipment and parts. With qualified dealers in the area, they can provide the parts you need to help keep your lawn beautiful. You can find Rotary by visiting their Not Just Grass dealer at 2034 Williams Road, by calling 614-497-1756, or their online catalogs at shop.rotary.com. Rotary Corp, the world's largest supplier of outdoor equipment and parts.
From local to national, ZTPMag.com delivers it all. Raw, beautiful, and bold. Go to ZTPMag.com today. Check out info on some of your favorite music, tech, food, and rides.
ZTP Mag has it all. I mean, seriously, where else am I going to get that kind of info? Plus, it's all free at the touch of a finger on all my devices. It's like the people working for the Mag understand what their viewers want and the importance of involving them.
You heard the lady. Get over to ZTPMag.com.
Woo! Paying some bills. Welcome back. Sunday Morning Meltdown.
What's up?
What's up?
What up?
What's up?
9:30. Wow.
Was there more to that?
Yeah. Just sponsored by CBD Living Water, CBDHempHealth.com. I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors, man. CBDHempHealth.com, Columbus Botanical Depot, Raw Designs, my man Ryan Woods. Thank you for designsbyraw.com for our new morning show logo.
I'm not going to lie. It was so good seeing him at your birthday party.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen Ryan in such a long time. And
Yep.
he's such a good dude. He
He
always
is.
has been, man.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be too, like, rough edge, like, from him. Like, the first time I swore in front of him, I was like, oh, no.
Like, you better watch it.
I was
you,
like,
you don't know how he's going to react?
That I don't want to get struck down by Jesus. Like, I don't want to, because I know him and the man upstairs got a good relationship.
Right.
And when people have good relationships with the man upstairs, I don't like to interfere with that.
Ryan's stocky, too. I mean, he's a little bit shorter. But let me tell you what, that dude is a
He's
brick.
like defensive tackle kind of. Yeah.
But he's so nice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't think that would happen, but the
It's
chance
the blue
he'd piss him
eyes.
off.
It's the blue eyes.
Yeah.
It's the blue eyes. No. So we're hanging out, man. I want to give a shout out, like I said, to Ryan Woods, designsbyraw.com for our morning show logo. I want to give a shout out to RockyXTV. Check them out, youtube.com/RockyXTV for all your DIY.
DIY.
Yay. DIY.
Does he just do automotive?
I think he does every. I mean, I think
Does
he
he
would
do
do
everything?
everything.
I think if
he
you
would.
requested him to go over something, he would probably.
Is he a jack of all trades?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
he really is. He's
Abso-fucking-lutely.
definitely multi-talented
Yep.
for sure.
Where's he at?
He is at his house.
No. Does he
Oh.
does he live in Ohio?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and to answer his question in the YouTube chat room, I believe it was the MMPs that they were carrying.
It is the MMPs.
Yes,
It
yes,
is the MMPs.
which I agree, not a fan.
Well.
I can't speak to that
Well.
because I'm an M&P fan.
I
carry an MMP.
I carry an MMP.
Yeah.
I mean, let me
Full
rephrase
size.
that. So it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just not that it's not what I would carry on a daily basis.
Well, you also have nerve damage in your hand.
This is true, which is why I have my Walther, and I love my Walther CCP.
Well,
Well.
we could literally do a whole entire show.
We
on
totally
guns.
could. But anyway,
Well,
On
aren't you
guns.
special?
and Rocky says, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
Fuck that.
All right, that's stuck, I think.
You
Dave,
broke it.
Dave, the ginger was stuck. Did you hear it? The ginger was stuck.
No. I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. I do want to hear about these shoes and some sex here.
Yes. So, Melania.
Oh, wait, no, hold on.
Wait, what?
Siobhan.
What?
Siobhan.
Oh, but it's not sex talk yet. You ruined it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
time
Melania
for
talk
lovers
first.
With Siobhan.
You gave it away.
I couldn't resist.
You jumped the gun.
I couldn't resist.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Melania and snakeskins pumps is kind of sex talk for some, I guess.
When she talks about sex, you can play it again.
Yeah.
Just in case you can do it again.
All right.
man.
So, defying the fashion school to express horror at her footwear earlier in the week, Melania Trump chose a pair of snakeskin Milano. See, I can't even pronounce the names of them because I don't wear things like this. Manolo Balinki pumps. I think that's right. I don't know.
Put together by small children in a sweatshop.
Right, exactly. So for her stroll to Air Force One Saturday, as she headed once again toward the Hurricane Harvey disaster zone, the First Lady accompanied her husband for a do-over visit in the aftermath of the catastrophic storm this time. Yeah, I know, right? With a focus on its victim and heroes. The Trumps took harsh criticism Tuesday for not greeting displaced Texans during an initial trip to the disaster zone when they met instead with state officials and local officials in Corpus Christi. And the First Lady was savage for leaving the White House in a slinky pair of black stiletto heels, even though she changed into more reasonable and sensible white running shoes before her arrival in Texas. So
does the new POTUS mean the new prostitute? Is that what that is? Is that the new POTUS is new prostitute? Because they couldn't spell prostitute, so
Oh, Lord.
they just replaced it with POTUS.
No.
No.
I'm going to say no. That's my no.
Well,
no.
her spokeswoman, Stephanie Grissom, did defend her and said it's sad that we have an active and ongoing natural disaster in Texas and people are worried about her
She's
shoes.
the one who picked them
Hold on.
out. She's the one who picked them out.
I get that. I 100% agree with
I-
that. There's a national
I do.
emergency, and you're worried about somebody's shoes.
I
But
do, but at the same time, you're the First Lady. You're going to a disaster and you're in black stilettos and a skimpy dress. I mean, I don't care if you changed on the plane before you got there into very reasonable flats and you know, jeans and whatnot. You still left the White House going to a disaster zone in your little black dress and heels.
I 100% agree with that.
So
I think what makes it worse though is there were pictures of Mike Pence carrying stuff and helping out. You know, that's really, really nice. You know, it's a good thing to see that.
Right.
You don't do that for me, Mike. You don't do
look
that
at other
for me.
countries.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
other countries.
Right.
Well, I
You ever
just
seen
thought-
Putin?
Well, I just thought Mike's
Right.
wife.
I mean, that
was
dude will go shirtless.
Right.
Like somebody's house just burnt down. He's over there, you know, helping them put out
Right.
the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the difference between their upper
And
echelon in ours.
Yeah, and their subways actually have 6 to 12-inch long subs. I read that.
Ours aren't 12?
No.
What are they?
They're
like
11 and a quarter
or something.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they're shorter.
Yeah. Wait a
Measure
minute.
it next time.
I've been paying for 12 inches and only getting 11. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're talking about subs. If you're just now tuning in, we're talking about subs at Subway. We're not talking about anything else.
Got him.
12 inches a D for the D.
Dang it. I got to watch what I say and how I say it.
And with that, nearly half of men can't correctly identify a vagina.
Oh, yeah. It's time for Love News with Siobhan.
Yes.
Yes. So most men do not know the difference.
I think that's really fitting.
It's perfect. I love it.
Now, if only we could get that funk underneath the whole entire thing while she's talking. I think that's what we're going to work on next.
Yeah. Yeah, so most men do not know the difference between the vulva and the vagina, nor were comfortable discussing gynecological health issues, according to a new survey. The survey conducted by the Eve Apparel for Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month also asked 1,000 men to label the vagina on a diagram of a vagina. The vagina, the vulva, the cervix, the ovaries, and the fallopian tubes. Only 500 correctly labeled the vagina.
Okay, hold on a minute. Wait. When you prefaced the story, you said they couldn't properly identify a vagina.
Right.
I could look at a vagina and go, yep, that's a vagina. I could tell you right now, from across the room, that's a vagina.
You would be wrong, though, because this is the thing. The vagina is actually the muscular tube inside of the woman's body where sexual intercourse takes place.
Now you're getting technical, okay? We don't need to, well, this is going to sound really bad. We don't need to know every piece and part, right?
You just need to know where to stick it.
We just need to know where to go. That's it.
Which is in the vagina.
And more importantly, how deep really is too deep?
Well, honestly, I think
that all depends on the woman.
Yeah, I think 4 inches or 5 inches is typically as far in as you can go there. I don't know. See, I'm not a vagina expert.
Awesome. My husband's gonna kill me.
Look, I'm not a vagina expert in that regard. I'm really, really not. But I can tell you what a vagina is. All right, a part of me wants you to pull up a diagram, like a health diagram.
You had me at Tron.
And see if we could...
you had me at Tron. I just wanted you to...
What?
You had me at Tron.
You're not bringing Megatron into this, are you?
Okay. No, they're remaking the movie Tron, and it was one of the most sexual movies of its time. You know, because it was very no boobs, no TNA, just... sexy because it was in the 70s and it was like sleek and all that craziness. They're bringing that back, but they want to make it more. They want to make it more crazy or more. What's the word I'm looking for, Siobhan? Risque?
Yeah, I guess that would be it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know where that came from. What you just said.
What?
We were talking about vaginas, and then you're talking. I had no idea where that came from.
Yeah, I just wanted to go
Sorry,
off.
you're going up above my head here.
Well, you know, there's only so much room for a little guy under a desk. We're talking about vagina, and I changed the subject to get off.
So leave it to Rocky. He says Ed Gein knew his vulvas. Ha ha ha. And then Jennifer says, guys don't do technical. Remember, they never read instructions, which is totally true.
So true.
If you showed a guy a picture and said, this is where it's supposed to go, the guy's like, I got it. But if you just literally typed out the instructions...
Yeah, remember Alex? Remember? Hey, remember Ghostbusters? Oh, I remember.
It's kind of like that, right?
Yeah,
right.
A bunch of guys. And he said, Rocky said, I hope that someone knows who Ed Gein is. We know exactly who Ed Gein is.
We do know who Ed Gein is.
Oh, I think it says J-Dub. Says, is that the squishy thing above her knees, right? Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
But do you have a a health diagram?
Unfortunately, no, it does not come with one. I'm sure I could find one, but
I literally would like to see how much I do know.
So what we'll do is we'll pull one up and I'll print it off and we can do it for next Sunday. We'll have you guys label them and we'll see who's right.
Because I'm telling you, that's not okay. When you said guys don't know vaginas,
this is the thing though. Because to your point where you said, oh, that's a vagina. So many men believe that the vulva, which is the external female organs compromising the labia, the clitoris, and other parts, is in fact the vagina. So there's a huge difference. There's the outer parts, the labia, the clitoris, and things like that. And then the internal, which is actually the vagina, the uterus, and things like that.
The fallopian tubing.
Exactly.
Huh?
Yeah.
What's up? Didn't expect me to throw out some words.
See, you know a little bit.
Maybe.
I mean, you have to. You have kids.
That's
you got to
true.
know a little bit to have kids.
Speaking of, hold on. That's literally a different show topic for a different day.
Oh, yeah.
But I would like to, at some point, dive into the world we live in, especially with kids in different
raising
parts.
Kids.
Yeah.
And,
I'm
yes,
telling you, that I think
definitely.
that would literally strike a chord with a lot of people because of stupid stuff. We'll keep that in mind. Write that down somewhere. Write that down somewhere. Because we need to not forget that. I want to talk about it. But if you could print off a diagram, I would love to see.
Yeah, I'll totally do that. I'll find one and I'll even see if I can find one where you can write the names of stuff and it'll be labeled, you know.
Now, if we're talking about breasts.
Yeah,
now you're in my realm.
Now you're in my realm.
Well,
so you're a big man.
Yeah, there's only 3 parts though that you really need to know. There's the boob, the areola, and the nipple.
Right. It's easy.
It's just that easy.
Right. It's easy.
Don't overcomplicate things. But could you properly identify all the pieces and parts of a penis?
Yeah, actually I can.
Okay, but see, there's not.
But there's only 2. There's 3 if you include the balls. So, scrotum.
Wow, even in that, it's like I was waiting for a technical term.
I was. Even in that.
Even the testicles, even the balls.
Because you gotta grab them by the balls every once in a while.
You just
ask my husband. He knows.
You just gotta grab him by the puss.
J-Dub says, you don't need to know the streets of Dublin to get to downtown Columbus, just saying. And then Jennifer says, can't wait. That is funny. Aunt will be Googling the internet.
Nah,
How do you tell your wife that, honey? I'm literally researching vaginas for the show.
Right.
Nothing else than that.
Yeah, then I'm going to get a phone call. What the hell are you making
just
him
hold
do?
Hold on. This is sponsored by iPad, so I want to make sure I'm getting a good angle. I want to make sure that I can see the whole areola.
Yeah. You're not going to, there's no winning in that.
Yes.
But if you,
shit.
I guess if you posed it to her like, hey, honey, can you maybe show me the
sponsored by Apple,
the inner workings?
iPad.
This is seriously a health interest.
It is.
Nothing more than that right now.
This is sponsored by Apple. It's called the iVag. We're going to be sitting down.
The iVag? Really? No, but it's crazy how much there are like watchdogs watching what you're doing. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, which was a Wednesday, by the way. I'm kidding. It wasn't a Wednesday. I don't know. I was about 13 years old.
We go way back like Cadillac seats.
Whatever. When I was 13 years old, maybe 12, there was a website called Rotten.com that was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wanted to go to Rotten.com because it showed very gruesome pictures, different nasty things that you... Oh, it still exists. Okay.
Yes, it does.
Hold on. Was that on your recent searches?
Yeah, it's
Please tell me that was one of your
bookmark.
favorites.
It's actually in my bookmark.
Oh, my God. Okay. I've not been to Rotten.com since that time, and I will tell you why. Okay. Not only was Rotten.com big, but AOL Instant Messenger was also big.
Wow.
Now,
I don't have that.
No, I did. I did. Okay.
Hey, I know a few people who still have a name.
I have a name, and I have an AOL email address. Basically, AOL, for anybody who didn't have it, right? You could be anybody you wanted to be.
Yes. Yep.
I was 12 years old, but all the girls I talked to, I was 17.
Exactly.
I had blonde hair, blue eyes. I was ripped,
six-pack.
whatever.
I had a six-pack.
I had my first sex chat on AOL.
Oh, man. It was so many good things. But
and then your trial ran out. And you
Here's
put
the
your CD
bad
back
part.
in.
Here's the bad part, okay? So, obviously, within AOL, when you logged in, there was a browser and everything. You could search the internet and stuff or whatever. So that's where I logged in, would talk to people, whatever, and I would go to random websites. I went to rotten.com, okay? And as sick as it was at that time, they had crime scene photos of when they found Chris Farley dead, okay? I was a huge Chris Farley guy, whatever. Don't ask me why I wanted to know what his body looked like after he passed, but I did. Anyway, back in the day, it was all dial-up internet, okay? So it took you 19 minutes to scroll just as far as you just did, okay? Everything had to load and whatever else, okay? But all the pictures of the stories were loaded up, okay? And at one point during scrolling down, there was a picture of a female involved with a horse, okay? I wasn't staring at it. I was merely scrolling past it. Okay?
I saw that on Clerks, too.
Hold on a minute now. Let me get to the good part. Okay. So, anyway, my grandmother, I was always at her house when I got on AOL. She gets a phone call from AOL tech support. She said, the person on the phone said, we just wanted to make sure that it was you that was searching bestiality sex porn on your computer. We want to make sure this wasn't a spam thing, right? So, of course, my grandmother didn't know how to do anything but sign on to AOL and play Slingo all day. So she wasn't searching the internet.
I was the missionary from way back when.
I was the only other person.
Wow.
So I get a phone call. My mom was on the other line, too, because she wanted to know what my grandmother wanted to talk to me about what was going on the internet.
Of course.
She said, I just got a phone call.
In the time of landlines when you could pick up the other phone.
Hold on, I got to log off the internet real quick so you can call my mom.
Right.
So basically, my grandmother says, AOL called. They wanted to know why you were searching for bestiality sex. A woman was having intercourse with a horse. They wanted to know why you were watching that. I said, wait a freaking minute here. I was not. Dude, I got in so much trouble for doing that, but I wasn't doing anything wrong.
I am not a crook. I am not a crook.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I literally just scrolled past it, and it was on there. So in the day and age that we're in now, they know everything you're looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere you're at. They know where you were when you search for these
Private
pictures.
browsers aren't private.
No, nothing's private.
Just for shits and giggles, literally, rotten.com right here, dog shit, and an in-depth look at what comes out of your pet.
No, I don't.
How about some tissue cleansing? You want to rate my finger? Give us the finger, you know which one.
What does that say? That says 2 girls, 1 cup.
I thought that was gone.
There.
No.
I thought that was completely gone.
When was the last time this website was updated?
Here we
Does
go.
it even work? Ah, see.
Yep, they took it down.
Yeah.
It's been down for a long time. But the fact that Rotten.com still has 2 girls, 1 cup as a topic on there. Oh, man. Yep, let's not. You.
Massacre and Agricola.
Okay.
How about this? A hazard of carnage service.
And this is why I haven't been on Rotten.com in a long time. Whoa.
Yep, this is exactly why I haven't been.
Anyways.
Anyway, J-Dub says, but guys aren't going to say, I'm so going to smash her vulva. And then he also said, you should always include the balls.
You should.
Now, see, that's the difference between males and females. Females are like, really don't worry about those. You know, that's
not true, though.
But men are...
I mean... Again, my husband's
you gotta
going
watch,
to kill me.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
I'm so sorry, hubby, but I always include the balls because they need love too. I mean, it's just like the boobs on a chick. Like the boobs are the equivalent of balls on a guy.
Yeah,
like
but
they need love
they're
too.
not.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're not.
Like in that sense, though, they are because they need love just as much as your balls need love.
That's true, but
you know, and I mean.
But no girl, I'm sorry, no female is after just testicles only.
Well, no, it's a package deal.
Some dudes are like, I'm all about boobs. If they have a lower half, that's fine.
Actually, and that's not true.
Yeah.
It's actually not true. I do know one girl in particular that has a ball fetish, and we'll just leave that at that.
Okay.
Look, you know...
So there are people that do have fetishes that
There's
are
a
just
fetish
around.
for everything.
There is. The in defense of your hubby, though, I mean, he's not the smallest guy in the world in that whole thing.
Yeah,
From what he says, he has trouble with pants.
I mean, yeah, like I know you and him being men have had this conversation. So my husband actually, I thought about having him talk to my nephew after a conversation I had with my sister the other day. My nephew is 13, so he's starting to become a man in that sense. And he's starting to find out that when he sees a pretty girl, things happen and such. So he told my sister recently that he doesn't wear underwear because it tickles his ball hair. Sorry. It tickles his ball hair, and when that happens, he gets an erection.
Right.
So I thought about having my husband talk to him, because my husband has decided that for reasons of...
you got to word this just the right way.
Yeah,
you really got to watch it.
So
you really got to watch it.
So my husband actually stopped wearing boxers and such for similar reasons, because he is blessed and I am a lucky wife, and he can't wear boxers and such because it's uncomfortable for him.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, you know, like, there's that for guys, and I get that.
Really
but
likes that.
Rocky says boobs technically are not a sexual organ,
He's
which
right.
they're not.
right.
They
No, that's
really are
totally
not,
true. Like,
yes.
boobs are specifically, as a mother, I can say, like, it does drive me a little crazy now. It always drove me a little crazy that guys were like, oh, boobs. But, you know, as a mother now who breastfeeds, like, boobs are literally just to feed your child.
Yeah,
like, they don't really have any other purpose. I mean, they're fun to play with. Okay, sure.
Here's the deal. When my girls were born, right, my wife breastfed them, right? And basically, it was one of those things where I'm like, this is a private thing.
Right.
You know, that's a personal choice of mine. I think this is private. I don't think you should be sitting on a park bench doing it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's natural.
I'm a jealous husband.
But I'm a jealous guy,
I'd be
and I'm very
pissed as fuck
protective.
See,
off.
that's how my husband is,
I'm
too.
very protective.
He's very protective.
But the thing is even though it is natural, you know, as a man watching your wife feed your child, you're not getting aroused because that's not what it's there for.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a
Right.
separation in your mind. But other men that walk by,
it's true.
They don't make that separation. They're like, ooh, that girl's got her shirt off and whatever. Maybe I could see something.
I hope the kid falls off the tit. That's
Right.
what.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But that's
Yeah.
how men are.
Right.
Some guys, anyway, you know. So I was very private about it. But you are 100% correct, Rocky, that boobs are not a sexual organ. They have become that way.
Right.
But no, they're not. They're merely for,
I mean,
you know,
let's
nurturing
just
and,
put it
and
out there for
nutrition
what
for
it
your
is.
children.
Men are pigs, and they do some pretty audacious things that cause stereotypical responses with pig-headed behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. And
That's also the difference between men and females. You know, men and women.
well, men and boys.
But see, but that's the thing, though.
know?
As I can honestly say, as a female, that females are just as bad as men. We just do it more discreetly.
Here's the thing, though. Women are not.
Oh, honey, will you get that pen for me, please?
Oh yes. No,
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right.
I'm
I've
so
never
sorry.
heard
I'm
that.
too short. I can't reach. Can you get that for me? Oh, thanks.
Right.
Like, you know, women do it too, but women are more discreet.
They're not visually aroused like men are.
Yeah, that's also not true.
Well, to a certain degree. I mean, maybe I'm totally ill-informed, but all the studies that I've ever read about it, or you know, stories I've heard and stuff, women are more sensually aroused,
Typically
where
speaking.
men can look at a picture of a female and get aroused, where a female, you show them a picture of a man's genitalia, they're not going to get excited like that. Now, there are women that do, yes, but I don't think that's the case generally.
It's not as common. You're right.
Yeah, so for a man to walk by and see a bare chest of a woman, it's like, yeah, that's what's up, you know. But a woman that walks by and happens to see a man taking a pee in a building, they're not like, wow, I'd kind of like to touch
Check
that.
out that millimeter
I'd
painter.
really like to touch that.
I mean, it
It's not-
depends on how large and in charge he is.
I see a stream. I just don't see a stem.
J-Dub says, man, I wish I had this problem with boxer shorts.
Wow.
Wow.
Well.
Maybe we should do a... I don't know how to... since you're going to do the sex segments and stuff, maybe we should get... I don't know, maybe the Lion's Den or something would, you know, want to sponsor or whatever, give us some new products for males and females.
That
if you do have
test 'em.
problems with not filling your boxer shorts, that maybe there's a product out there for
called
you.
a tube sock, bro. Stuff it today.
Pretty sure they call that extends.
Get yours.
I'm pretty
get yours
sure-
and stuff it today.
I'm pretty sure Austin Powers had one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a penis enlarging pump.
Yes.
We got about 6 minutes left of the first ever Sunday morning Meltdown show.
And I just want to say thank you to everybody who stayed active in the chat
Yes.
room. That's huge for
Yeah.
this. And I want to urge everybody once again, if you're just now tuning in or you're catching just the tail end of the show, this is everybody's show. You know, if there are things you want to hear talked about or different topics, different skits, different things that you don't get from your other morning radio shows, reach out to us.
Absolutely, man.
We want to do things for you guys, and we want to show our appreciation for you and let you know that you are equally as much a part of this program as we are. Just because we're the ones behind the microphone doesn't mean that you guys don't get to. I mean, you've given the call number a few times, which, by the way, can we put the call number on the screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the next one?
Yeah.
So that way people, when they log in or whatever, they can literally just go right to it?
What we'll do is we'll program it. We'll have it posted throughout the show so people can just call in and be part of it that way, since we know how it's going to play out. So what I want to do real quick, Siobhan, you have sex you want to close the show with, right?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I do.
Two things. J-Dub said boobs are more for show. It's like enjoying the look of a sports car as opposed to driving it.
Yeah.
I love driving it. I'm sorry. I love driving it.
I do.
And then Megan says, can you please say hi to the girls? Good morning, girls. Hi.
Good morning, girls.
Thank you for being with us.
Hi, Megan. Hi, girls.
Good morning,
Hello.
Megan. Good morning, girls.
Which, by the way, so we were at a birthday party yesterday. Missy, the oldest, broke her leg a while back. And we...
I thought you were going to say she went to a birthday party and broke her leg.
I think...
That cake must have been good.
I think we have a problem.
Oh, no.
What? J-Dub says, I'd like to smash that scrote. If I'm reading that right. Anyway, do you have more sex stuff to talk about to close the show with?
I do. I have one last sex story that I've actually been holding on to since last week.
Yeah, go ahead.
So vaginas absolutely need sex or they'll waste away, according to a study.
So in 40-Year-Old Virgin, it was correct. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yes, exactly.
So literally, so somebody's saying, oh, God, I'm going to get cobwebs if I don't, get some action.
Exactly.
That's true?
Yes, so it's a painful condition that can leave you itching, even burning down there. And no, it's not a sexually transmitted infection. Just when you thought you had enough to worry about after realizing having a depressed vagina is a thing, women are also at risk of vaginal atrophy. What? It's a common but treatable condition that causes the vaginal wall to thin. While it can be a problem for women of any age, it's more likely to affect women who are going through or have been through menopause. So it's because the body produces less estrogen than normal, which has an effect on how the vaginal walls behave.
Hey, Melania, give me some of that atrophied pussy, otherwise it's going to fall apart.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jennifer says drop dead Fred, cobwebs.
So the main symptoms of vaginal atrophy are dryness, burning sensation, particularly when you pee, discharge, itching, urgency to pee, urinary tract infection, incontinence, light bleeding after sex, discomfort during sex, dryness during sex, a shortening or tightening of the vagina.
Husbands, don't let your woman dry out.
Right, it sounds...
So, yes. So, to further complicate women and the things that they have to go through, by the way, as if pregnancy isn't bad enough, add this to the list. But it can be treated. So there are vaginal moisturizers and lubricants that can be used to treat the dryness and improve the sex life. You might have to put the moisturizer on every 2 to 3 days, but, it lasts longer than the lube. If the symptoms don't improve, they can give you over-the-counter estrogen therapy. Creams can be inserted into the vagina to restore the tissue, and estrogen tablets may be recommended to help restore the natural body levels.
See, now men don't experience anything like that, do we?
If we do, we don't talk about it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know.
What about blue balls? Oh man!
I know, but that sounds nothing like that.
No,
it's completely different.
There's one fix for that.
We're gonna have to look it up
Well,
for men.
No,
There
there's
might
one
be-
fix for blue balls, and you know exactly what that is.
Having sex.
Okay, but for a female, I mean, that's a lot of stuff you have to do to correct it.
Right. This is not really something that can be fixed easily. And, it's kind of crazy, actually, because I help to take care of an elderly person, and I'm not going to specify who that is for their confidentiality. But I helped to take care of an elderly female, and she actually had basically this condition.
Wow.
She had 2 kids. She's in her 80s, and I had to be the one to administer the inner vagina.
Oh, the moisturizers.
Yeah.
Almost out of time, guys. Almost out of time.
But it's a serious thing for sure.
Wow,
So.
that's crazy. One last thing Rocky says, that's like a weather cracked
Sorry,
tire.
baby alarm.
Yeah, no.
Just throw it out. Ha ha. I would much rather moisturize that tire and continue to use it.
If you've loved it already, you need to keep loving it.
If you don't love it when it's not cracked, then you don't deserve it when it is good. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys have been hanging out, man. This has been Sunday Morning Meltdown, 8 a.m. till 10. You guys can look forward to us coming back every Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 10 a.m. MusicFamiliaProductions.com, though, guys. I want to close the show real quick, let everybody know. We have available spots on MusicFamiliaProductions.com. We have ad space available. We have a marketplace. We have shout-outs. We have ad spots for $8.64 a month. That's a steal, man. That's a steal.
That is.
And we also got recording spots, too. So we're going to do commercials as well. So hit us up, musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com for more information if you want to be part of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh, Siobhan, great show, guys.
Yeah, like I said, I think...
And Jennifer says keep her lubed.
Keep her lubed. And then J-Dub said, that this sounds like a horror flick. And I would believe that'd be terrible for a female, all jokes aside.
J-Dub says, anytime my wife says no, I'm going to rerun this segment.
You can't let it go dry, dear. You can't.
Right.
It's like keeping oil in your car.
I'm so sorry, J-Dub's wife.
Yeah, right. Anyway, though, thanks to everybody who has hung out with us during this time. Once again, I want to reiterate.
We love you all.
This is everybody's show.
Yeah.
Any suggestions for the show, email them to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com.
Find us on Facebook, facebook.com,
Go
Sunday
to
Morning Meltdown.
the Sunday Morning Meltdown page, like that page.
Yeah.
And
throw
even
topics
some
in.
Yeah,
Sure. Right?
anything like that. Anything you guys want to talk about or hear about, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we should do that and make sure that everybody gets their say in this.
All right, guys. So I'm Antman.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Siobhan.
We are out the door. You guys have a great week. Be good to your families, man.
Enjoy your Labor Day off if you have it off.
That's right.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
tomorrow's
a holiday.
Labor Day. Yeah, enjoy that.
Hey, we should get together and do a barbecue or something.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, actually, real quick, I doubt she's listening, but shout out to my sister. Happy birthday. You're old as shit now.
Whoa.
Her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
She's really only 4 years older than me, but, I give her shit all the time.
You got to do it. Right.
All right, guys. I'm Antman, Josh, Siobhan. We're out the door, guys.
Later.
See ya.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.